Good evening. I'm not even gonna say happy peeps. 'Cause I'm not happy. I don't know about Fabo. He might be happy. I don't know. I'm not happy. Dale, are you happy?
Mixed emotions, my man. Mixed emotions.
Mixed emotions. But that's our first live broadcast. So we're here to do the FA Cup review. As promised, I'm joined by my Guna Fabo. How's it going, Khataya?
All good, boys. All good, boys.
Are you good? Big man, how are you? I know you want to see yourself on the telly, but you
I'm
might be
good.
turning off your telly, Mr. William.
The man wants all the live.
Is he freezing?
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
Nah, he'll come back. But anyway, reason why we're here is we're here to do the FA Cup review. We'll start there first. What a game, Retaya.
What a performance. You
What a
can't fault
performance. What
any
a
single
performance.
player.
Let's go into it. What did you make of the game? Who was your standout player?
That's the thing. It's like literally impossible to say who your standout player is. Everyone brought the A game. Okay, I say except one person. Actually, I have my little doubt on, but I'm going with all the happy emotions. But yeah, what a performance. And the question has been asked, where was this Arsenal all season?
True,
Simple as
exactly.
that. Where was this Arsenal all season?
Exactly. But Dale, you good on that side? Ross has something here. Ross said we must tell him to switch your TV off.
Oh,
But we'll
you can like
continue
see the man over there in the background.
while Dale is sorting himself up. But yeah, like I 100% concur with you. It was an awesome performance. I think before no one, I don't even think me and you had any inkling or any idea or a hope. Of course, we were hoping, of course, but I mean, we have to be realistic in the sense that it was City. We have a shit record against them in the league, but again, in the FA Cup, Wembley is our place, and it was a good
Arsenal
performance.
turns up.
Before we get into that, let's see how Dale is doing. Dale, you with us, my man?
I'm back. I'm back, my guy. Sorry about that.
There we go, man.
Oh,
There
you
we
Not.
had
go.
your TV off, Ross. Did you see the message Ross left for you?
I saw. But yeah, we're talking about the result, right?
Yeah, we talk about the
Yes,
results. So we
yes.
spoke about our game. Tell us about your game.
Dale.
Ah, the big man freeze again.
Sure.
Typical United on the big stage, they freeze up, no?
Not a new story to us. We know the story all in all.
Nothing new, but we'll wait till he gets back. But as I was saying, that who was your standout player? What did you make of the game?
Stand-up player for me, I felt like Mustafi. I'm gonna say Mustafi, David Luiz. Hands down, this guy was there from start to end. There's like hardly any single error he made in that whole game. And I like it because he actually controlled that defense. Like this is like that one moment where I actually saw this is why Arteta gave you that extension.
True,
Just on that
exactly.
game alone.
I
But
was a bit gutted.
obviously,
I
yeah,
was a
but
bit gutted. I was a bit gutted when he went off injured because the way he played and given the way what holding the court on last night, I thought for the first time in a long time I missed Mustafi. But for me, it was an overall team performance. For I thought the
and
Liverpool result was just a flash in the pan. It was a once if I wasn't too buzzed about that because this was our big game. I think
yeah.
coming out before the game started and we saw the lineup, I was wondering why is Ainsley on the left, but Oteta had a plan. I think he knew
He,
that Mares was going. I think he knew Mares is always going to want to cut in onto his left, and I felt Ainsley dealt with it. Kieran Tierney, David Luiz. I've been one of his biggest critics, but he stood up and he was counted. He stood up to be counted. Oba, when he missed his first chance, I was thinking, oh,
yeah,
fuck yeah. Here we
back
go
on,
again, not
yes,
taking our
same story.
chances. But that's what world class strikers do. They don't let their heads drop. They go again. He buried the chance straight after that. I think every player stood out and they contributed. Even Pepe was quiet, but you could see he was involved in both games.
He had
Both
that
goals.
moment.
He had his
Oh,
moments, both goals as well. Danny Cabayas was outstanding as well. Xhaka also, every man. Like I said, so it was a good day all around. I'm just waiting for Dale to come in so we can get into United. I don't know if he's left us. But then again, before we even get to that, then we come on to the other semi-final, Manchester United versus Chelsea. Who did you want before? I know hindsight is a wonderful thing, but who did you want going into the final?
look, for me personally, I wanted United. Mostly because I know no matter what, I'm going to win United. My confidence against United is much higher. But against Chelsea at Baku, that's the only thing that wants
Yeah,
me. And that's also kind of why I want them also. It's like a 50-50. I want United because now I can easily win them, but I want Chelsea to get revenge on Baku.
true. Yeah, I know what you mean. Dale says his apologies. He's just trying another option. I'm just telling him we'll continue going. But for me, I wanted Chelsea simply just for as look personally for me, always team selection said to me that that's not a priority for them. If the FA Cup, if I'm making sense, I know it's a cup final, and of course United fans would want to be in a cup final against Arsenal. You know, we are most of our friends are United fans as well. But I mean, Ole had other ideas. He thought, okay, let's rest a couple of players because let's be honest, we spoke about this in our last pod. Is that they did look a bit jaded. That was going to be the third game in the space of a week. So for me, I wanted Chelsea because I just felt United could hurt us with the whole Greenwood, Martial, Bruno, and all of that. But with that being said, I'm just waiting for Dale actually to come back. What did you make of David De Gea or David De Karius?
Ooh, it's the decline. It's happening. But every player gets to that level. It's that option of I don't have competition. So no matter how bad I play, next week comes, I'm in my team no matter what. But
Exactly true.
hopefully with what's his name coming back now with his loan deal done, there's
Henderson,
gonna be some real competition again to Davi. Maybe he steps up his
true.
game again.
True. I have
And
a
you?
question though, which I will
Yeah,
pose to Bill when he eventually decides to come back. With goalkeepers, the errors are always highlighted. You being a goalkeeper yourself, do you
yeah.
feel that obviously, of course, as a young goalkeeper and you're making an error, do you feel that here we go, here's you back. Do you feel that as a goalkeeper, when you are at that age, look, I'm not too sure at what age the guy is not a youngster anymore, but do you think that look, we've had David Seaman that made a high profile error. Karius made
Yes.
a high profile error when he wasn't even young as well. Paul Robinson is another one of England when they make high profile errors. Joe Hart at the World Cup, Dale being an England fan who
Yeah.
can also testify to this
Pickford also against Liverpool Everton, that cross
as
passing.
well. Do you think that maybe because of the whole World Cup incident that happened with De Gea at the World Cup, do you think that now is like he can't is a confidence issue with him, if I could put it that way?
Look, for me, as a goalkeeper, it's you get slated hardcore, no matter what. You can make worlds of saves. I mean, look at Karius. He had some awesome saves also in that game. The score could have
True,
been much
exactly,
worse. But
exactly,
people all going to forget about that and just concentrate on the errors that you made. So for me,
exactly.
it's not about goal confidence thing also, but he's got getting all that pressure. It's like one shot comes straight at me. If I miss time this now, I know I'm gonna get slated by the media. I'm gonna get slated by my fans. I'm gonna get slated non-stop. So yeah, it's just dipping for him now. He's just in that slump now.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, Dale Azawad, I'm glad to have you back. Your connection is much better. We were actually coming onto the United game. First and foremost, what did you make of the game, the lineup, all of that before when you saw the lineup as well? Because Fabo and I were self perplexed and taken aback when we saw the lineup because we thought you guys would have went full strength. But being in mind on our last pod, we spoke about fatigue and all of that. So, what
Yeah.
were your thoughts, brother?
So just starting from like our last conversation that we had, the we never showed up for that game, and for me it was actually quite disappointing because we had a good run of games. We had 20 unbeaten games in all competitions, all fair and well. It's the players and the coach. But when it comes to a semi-final match, that is when you have to get it right. There's no excuse for we got the lineup wrong, the tactics wrong. I was actually very disappointed when I saw that lineup. You Daniel James, a player that hasn't been playing for how long in the starting lineup, um, by Ely, all those players. For me as a supporter, um, we can always credit our teams. We're allowed to do that. But when you see the starting lineup like that, you're Arsenal supporter, Fabo, you're Arsenal supporter. You guys could
Dale?
We lost you there, brother. Guys, man, had me there.
I was also there. I was feeling the
You
conversation.
had me. You had me.
Okay, from what I can kind of continue on from what Dale tried to say, the minute your manager puts out such a lineup, your hopes already starts dropping immediately. Look, I
Exactly.
agree. There was no need for him to start the likes of James in that team.
True.
But the same is no matter what. At the end of the day, no matter where you lay, silverware is silverware. You want to
Exactly.
always go for it.
True.
So
Exactly. And
I think what Dale is saying.
I
Why
agree with him.
play the top team?
Exactly. I agree with him 100%. But again, I just before I even touch on the guy, I'd like to hear his thoughts on the guy. Then we had such an awesome week as Arsenal fans. We had a brilliant week. We beat the champions. We of England. We beat the champions
Well,
of
the
the
English champions also. Yeah, the English champions. The
of
FA
FA
Cup,
Cup.
the Carabao Cup, and of course
Yeah,
last
we
year the
we beat the
winners.
two of the best teams in England, and then what do? We get Aston Villa, and it
In
is
typical
the
Arsenal style.
typical Arsenal fashion, typical Arsenal style. We go on and we show our typical. We've got our Arsenal back, and we go on and lose to Aston Villa. Just got a question here a statement from Evan. Shout out Evan, one of the supporters on the channel. Poor starting lineup. I can't see how semi-final cannot be priority. Getaya, you have to agree with him. You've got to agree with him.
Yeah, hands down.
It's
It's
got to be
silverware.
it's got to be priority. And I mean, look, as I'm trying to put myself in United fans' shoes. Like I know you've got priorities, and they in the Europa they're much better off. They closer than getting to the Champions League than what we are because we need major surgery. But I mean, they were on a good run, and yes, you can tweak here and there, but to
Yeah.
make so many
Nothing
wholesale
overall.
changes, you make so many wholesale changes. You change the formation and all of that stuff. It's I don't know. It's baffling, and you're like 2 games away from winning the cup or so.
Yeah, look, you have a system that's working. Like your 20 game system, you had the players, you had everyone there in line and everything. But then you start throwing in unnecessary players in. Look,
Exactly.
what are you banking on? You have an option of winning 2 games or trophy compared to playing in Europa, where there's still quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then also you have
Semi-final.
4 games to go until you actually pick up a trophy. So
Exactly.
why take that risk? I mean, okay, yes, your Champions League option is available, but it's happening right now. Why would you want to mess with something that's working?
Exactly. No, I agree. And we fell victim to it last night as well. For me, I expected wholesale changes because we played in such a big game. But
Yeah.
when that lineup came out, I was like, oh, fuck, here we go again. Eddie Nketiah has never ever played out wide on the right. He put Eddie Nketiah there. Kolasinac, I posted it on my WhatsApp status. I think the only place that's fit for him is a fucking butchery because that's the only place where a fat, brain dead pig seems cool. I'm sorry, I'm finished with him. I'm sorry. Like He's the only. He came for free, but I feel like we've been mugged off. Honestly, I really don't understand for a whole season now already how players like him. And he's one of the couple of players that I've said already that we need to get rid of. That's stinking out the entire place. He looked brain dead. He looked clueless. He was going nowhere. We could have literally played for another hour. 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, as many hours as there are in a day. I promise you, we would not have scored. And the goal that we conceded, horse shit defending. I promise. I was disgusted last night. The wife was watching Twilight before the game. I made her actually change, and I was watching Barca Dreams on the laptop. She was better off watching it. I could have watched it on the laptop because that was horse. Oh, I don't want to swear, but you know what I'm going. What did you make of it?
This is the Arsenal we know. We've seen this happen so many times. I mean, look in the Champions League. I still remember not too long ago. Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. We beat Bayern Munich. That week we play FA Cup. We lose against a team in the second division. In typical Arsenal style. How are we supposed to move forward? Like, look, I don't mind, like you said, we don't mind with changes and everything. But if you're going to bring in such players, then change the formation to adapt to those players as well. Like you said, why are you playing Eddie out wide when you have Lacazette going forward? Aubameyang looks lost out on the wing there. The guy was in no man's land the whole entire game. That goal was actually conceded. What happened there? To the build-up of the goal is my number one thing. You can see Oba is chatting to the Brazil, having a laugh over there. Next thing, the guy's right in front of Oba, just flicking the ball on.
Exactly. I mean, that's your captain. That says it all. That summed it up perfectly as well. Having a laugh, everybody just, you know what? To hell with us, we in the FA Cup final. That's okay. It's having a good laugh. Do you think that if it was a defender actually marking Tyrone Mings, that wouldn't happen?
Yes, hands down.
I'm not trying to make an excuse for Oba.
I know what you mean. But the thing is, as a striker, your mind is never on watching people's runs and that type of things when it comes to defensive situations. You're not completely switched on. The only time you really are switched on is for a counter attack where you know you can just burst. But the minute you see the players run so past you, as a defender, you are automatically on. You really checking where's the ball. Okay, that's the only reason why you're running so quickly towards the ball. But yeah, no, Aubameyang is having a good show. Talk about, yo, mates, what did you have last night to eat? Hey? Oh, no, you had some fish and chips. Oh, snap, you're right in front of me. There's the goal now.
And not even that, the defending, everybody rushes into one side and leaves Cedric. Cedric, to be fair, Cedric should come out and defend that. He should come out quicker. But at the same time, if he comes out, there's another man that's free also. That was just a horrible defending. That was piss poor, honestly.
It's like you don't know what to say about this team anymore, really. But look, it's that bittersweet thing also, no? We can't get into Europe. That's how it is, league-wise.
True.
But if this is anything, this should give the players even more of a hunger.
Exactly.
It's an all-or-nothing type of game.
Exactly.
Because for me, I felt the same way when we played our Champions League final in 2006. We were still fighting, and we came down to the last day with that whole food poisoning thing.
Yeah.
For me personally, I didn't want us to qualify so early because that safety net in behind there. You know, like no matter what, I can still. But if you know it's an all or nothing thing, you have to go for it. Exactly. And don't get me wrong, the players did give it their all in their finals, but it's still that thing of that safety net is there.
Yeah, I know, yeah, true. Yes. I'm with you 100%. What disappointed me the most was not the Karius, your Aubameyang, your Lacas, your David Luiz's, your Emi Martinez that played. What disappointed me the most was the guys that actually had, if I could say per se, an audition for the final. Do you know what I mean? Like your Cedric, your Kola, your
Holdings.
You're holding your Torreira, your Eddie. That should be an like an audition for you. Okay, I want to show the boss I can
Yes,
actually play. But Cedric looked out of sorts. Torreira, if he's not tackling, I don't know what. I don't know if it's match sharpness, but he doesn't look the same. Torreira goes. There was one moment where Grealish hit the shot. We were on the attack, and the whole midfield was as open as can be. Eddie was wasted. I don't know. I really don't know. For me, I don't know if you agree or disagree, but for me, the way I see it last year, we had that run of we knew we got into the final against Baku. Then obviously we had your Leicester. We had who do we have? Wolves. We lost. We had Palace, Brighton, all of that. But we lost all of those games, and then we had no momentum going into the cup final in Baku.
exactly.
If I'm making sense. So for me, I wanted to win last night just for confidence, momentum. Now
Confidence will
Watford
fail.
becomes another major game as well. Who's another team fighting relegation? Because
Yeah, those are the
when
most
Villa
dangerous teams to face.
exactly when Villa saw the Watford result yesterday, that already gave them a boost. They were thinking, hey, you know what? Watford lost. We can actually get at these lot. They're not playing a full
Yes,
strength team. So how do you
and
feel? How would you go? How would you line up for this weekend as well? And do you think we can? What do we need to do differently to win that FA Cup final?
look, for me, I see this as the perfect opportunity. Whatever lineup you're gonna put out in the FA Cup final, do it this weekend.
True.
Let them click all together. Training ground games is different compared to when you're really in the game.
In the
So
game as
put out
well.
your full strength squad. Let them play against a team where they're going to get challenged there the whole time, so you also know where you really are standing. It's pointless throwing out all the youngsters now. The season is done. They had their
Exactly.
chance. They
Exactly.
wasted
But
it.
how many games do you even
Now
get
it's
it right
done.
as well?
Get that result. That's where you know. Come Saturday again, your team is ready for them.
Exactly. I don't know, but let me just check if Dale is gonna come back. I don't know what is happening with him. He says it's not working. His network is bad. So yeah, we will continue. We'll continue the chat again without him. But again, curious case of David Karius. If look, they have three goalkeepers technically on their books. You can't just also chuck the guy out if I'm making sense as well.
I know what you
Let's
mean.
say if you are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and you're sitting
Yeah.
with Romero de Gea and Henderson, start one, bench one, and leave one completely out. How would you go? I'm talking per se
So,
next season now.
per se, give
Mm.
Henderson the first. Let Henderson go. I mean, not Henderson go. Let him start. Put the guy on the bench and let Romero go. Look, for me, nothing personal against the guy, but he's not gonna break in there as long as Dave is there. He's not gonna get the chance. Look at the FA Cup as well. You could see his facial reaction when the guy made those mistakes. You could see him actually think like, you honestly put me on the bench, let this twat go in the polls. Like,
Exactly.
I've been consistent on every single FA Cup game, but
Same
you
as well.
bench me.
Yeah.
But again, it's also another case of had he started, had he made those mistakes, people's going to be screaming. This is why Dave was supposed to start.
Exactly. That's your catch 22 that they're sitting with as well because I picked Henderson as my goalkeeper of the season when we had our pod with Dane and Land back, and then
When you have the whole crew
he's also made an error. But again, you have to ask the question: what if Henderson makes an error again? Then he comes in. People are gonna be like, "But why did you take the Gaia out?" Also, maybe give Romero a chance as well. So they're in a bit of a conundrum. Your thoughts on Maguire?
I've said it so many times. Yeah, it's an $80 million full Jones. Let's be
I,
honest, man.
I wanted to ask Dale this question. Actually, I would have loved to hear his thoughts on Harry Maguire, but we can have the same
You,
chat the weekend.
let's be honest. It's English media hype. That's all that it is.
Nah,
English media.
he's a
How can
waste.
you make so many errors?
Nah, he's a waste man. He's a waste man. Honestly, like, and you know what? I'm not putting him on the same class as VVD, But for United, before the season started, they were always saying, "Look, we need a centre back and we need someone to fill that creative spark," which Bruno has done.
Yeah.
But technically, Maguire was supposed to be their VVD, that guy that's supposed to shore everything up. But fucking hell. My God, he was awful. I know we've got David Luiz. I'm not one to criticize. We don't have a defense. Let me put that out there. We don't have a defense before anyone gets on my back. We don't have a defense. We just have a fence. But yeah, Maguire. I'd like to hear the people's comments in the chat. No, what's the thoughts on Maguire actually? But and then he goes and injures Eric Bailly as well. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on
Oh,
him?
that was horrible. That was this was. I'm also not thinking of that Chelsea moment where they were acting like 2-0 down already, and Maguire is turning and turning and turning. And I'm like, really, bro? Your team is down and you want to do 360s here. You
And the
try
best
to
part is
unleash
not giving
your
the ball
inner
away, no?
Ronaldinho here. What happened? It was, it's comedy. It's comedy.
But in their defense, they have a game tonight. Leicester bottled it again. Spurs did them a favor. Do you think they're going to beat West Ham? I think they're going to.
Look, it's okay. I can't say it's going to be an easy 3 points to them, but it's unpredictable now. Maybe United kicks again into their high drive mode again, and they get the result. They jump to third place, guarantee Champions League spot, or they could stuff it up.
True. Let's see what Evan is saying. 100% agree. If Romero started and we lost, it would have been why did we start the guy? I still think the guy has to be our number one. Look, to be fair, I have to agree with Evan. The guy does have credit in the bank, if you know what I mean. He does have credit in the bank as well. So, but like that happens with goalkeepers, man. Like you said, the errors are more highlighted. To be
Yes,
fair, the way I saw it, the second goal from who scored at Mount. I think
yes,
Brandon Williams plays actually. If you look at it nicely, if you analyze it, Brandon Williams plays a suicide ball right across the pitch,
yeah.
and then because the guy makes that error, that is overlooked. If I'm making sense.
I know what you mean. Because look, people have come to a point of they still remembering that David De Gea of 2-3 seasons ago. No matter what crap defense they had in front of me, they come past the defense, they at least know I'm going to stop it no matter what.
Mm,
I
true.
It could be four guys coming at me. United fans knew it's fine. David's gonna save it. But
Yeah,
now
exactly. And they
it's
had it
coming
for
to that
years.
point of we're coming to a point of where David's kind of saying, I can't do it anymore. Where one small little shot at me, the minute I do something, I'm gonna get slated at. So
Exactly.
people
True.
still believe in that Dave of 2-3 seasons ago. But
Yeah, look.
there's only so much you can do.
True, but like you said, also once you get into a comfort zone, it's what can you do? But I think time out of the firing line wouldn't do him harm if that makes sense. Final question:
Yeah.
who do you reckon is not that we have any interest in top four, but who do you that this is the final weekend coming up Sunday? We'll obviously do another show again to review the season. I don't want to review our season to be honest, but I have to do it. But who do you think is going to get top four?
Look, honestly, it's in United hands. They
Let's leave the
can
two
get.
freaks. Let's leave the two freaks gone. Let's
Yeah,
leave
we
them.
know you as there. I'm just put was based on third and fourth spot. So for me, okay, wait. He comes just
I'm
in
back,
time.
guys. I'm back.
Hey, he's
He
Shoot.
back.
just came in time for the
What
3 and
what a
4.
mission.
He's back.
Yeah.
He's back. Now don't worry, we'll run it back. We're just giving our should we ask him about the guy or do we want to
Yeah.
continue?
Oh, Dale.
Yes,
Yeah,
where do
yeah.
we leave off? Give us your thoughts on the game. Let's start there.
On United's game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, like I said before I got knocked out for the third or fourth time, the
But you
starting
came back
lineup.
Tyson Fury style,
Yeah.
baby. Tyson Fury.
I saw there were some people's comments that the starting lineup was the major issue. You guys know, like, if you are a professional footballer and for manager to say, okay, I'm going to change the squad around, you need to make sure that that squad that you putting your starting lineup needs to be 100% right. It's not like in the league you can maybe chop and change and stuff like that. If you mess up in a cup game, you're out. And that's what happened to us. We changed the game around. We changed our tactics. It wasn't just the lineup; it was the tactics. You know,
Mm.
and the first 20 minutes, first 25 minutes, I would say we were all over the place. We were all over the place. We nothing went right for us, and that's when I could see like, nah, we got it totally wrong. And for me, the biggest frustration was we done so well, like so well since Ferguson's era. We had game after game the same starting lineup, and you could see it was working for us. Why in the semi-finals did we change it? That's my biggest frustration. Why did we change it on the semi-finals? And we got punished, bruh. We got punished. Not a 1-0, 2-0. It was a 3-1 loss, bruh. The penalty was just a consolation, but we got punished, and that for me was just it was heartbreaking. It was
True.
heartbreaking.
I find it. Look, do you think it was a case of Chelsea being that good or United just that poor?
They were good on the day. They were very good on the day. We were poor. We were very poor. From starting lineup to tactics and everything, it was a bad day. A bad day at the office.
True.
But I
Look,
give credit to Chelsea. They beat us fair and square. It's not an excuse that we got it wrong, that they won. They beat us. They got everything right for us. It was a bad day at the office, and we're still licking our wounds.
yeah, but me and Fiber were actually having this discussion offline or online
Yeah.
while you were offline, if I could put it that way. Is did it disappoint you in the fact that your DJs, your Freds,
Yeah.
your who started up front for you guys? Trying to think now, but
Rashford.
if I could put it this way, like your not your regular starters. Did it
Yeah.
disappoint you in the fact that they didn't also stand up and be counted? If I could put it that way, though.
You don't change as much as you don't change your back line. You don't change your front three. That
Mm,
is, it's a bunch of players that they're used to each other.
I
Um,
came.
you can't
chemistry.
start a player that didn't start the past 5 or 6 games.
True.
Greenwood stepped up. He stepped up big time. That's why he made it into the top three. I want to even talk about the our starting 11. That's his spot. Marshall and Rashford. That's their spot. So once you change that, you change the whole style of play. You need to
Exactly.
come in improving yourself. And as a supporter, we just think, okay, you're a professional footballer. You're supposed to go and just play, no matter how long you're sitting on the bench. Come on, guys. If you're sitting on the bench and you are a substitute to start the game, you're not going to perform, especially
Exactly.
if you are a youngster. You can
Mm.
be a professional. You can be a Igalo, or you can be whatever that's been playing for the longest time ever. So they
Mm.
know how to ease into the game. But if you're a youngster, you can't be sitting on the bench and just starting in such a big game. So for
Exactly.
me, the whole style of play and the front three attacking, I know if I'm going to go 1-0 behind with our solid front three of last week and the week before, I'm going to come back and equalize the game and then, get a goal ahead. But with that, I was just, and I'm not being negative, but I could see it. There was no way we're going to get back into that game. Our front three was messed up. And for me, it was just, you guys speaking about De Gea as well. He was disappointing. Very, very disappointing.
Look, this is the question that I posed to Fabo while you were gone. Next season, let's say you've got Romero, you've got De Gea, and you've got Henderson.
Yeah.
You've got the three of them. Start one, bench one, and leave one completely out. How would you go? What is your conundrum? Because for me, before I even give you, like I said, you're basically in a catch-22. Look, Dave has been your mainstay for how many years? He's been your player of the year. You don't become shit overnight, but at the same time, like Fabo said, you go through confidence spells as a goalkeeper, as a
Sure.
footballer, everything as well. But again, let's say you bring in Henderson, he makes another error again, and then what happens then? Then people are saying, "But why did you take Dave out? Why not play Romero?" And I
Yeah.
just want to highlight Evan's comment as well. So just give us your thoughts as well on that. Do
So
you
my
think the
so so my thing is this: for I stand goalkeeper.
I
It's
know?
everybody. If you lose a game, most of the complaints goes towards the goalkeeper. But with the Gaya, it's his mistake. It's not a backline or they broke through the defense and scoring worldlies. It's bruh, you got to touch on all three of those goals. It was solid mistakes, and his confidence is like it's super low. So for me to bench him, what is it gonna do? Are we benching him for the rest of the two games? Are we benching him for the Europa? What is the aim? Like, are we punishing him? So for me, as much as we praised him 3-4 seasons ago when he got Player of the Year 4 times in a row, he was making save after save, and it was Dave saves. It was everything. We praised him, but now the man is making mistakes upon mistakes. Why are we benching him? We need to believe in him. I believe that he will come around, but there's just something there that's it's not working for him. I don't know what it is. I'm still trying to figure it out, but there's something that's not working.
Would you take him out of the firing line? Sorry, would you take him out of the firing line maybe for 1 or 2 games though? Not in the league per se, but I mean, you already got the Europa League done in. You're tied. Like, you're leading how much in the Europa League? You're leading what,
5 now.
I think
5
5
or something like that? Would you maybe? But okay, Romero plays in that in any case also.
He plays in the FA Cup as well. Why did we drop Romero for that game? He's supposed to be playing there. For me, that break for the FA Cup, that was maybe okay. Give the guy a breather. Come back tonight, and then of course, a player needs a rest. But my thing is what was the guy doing in the FA Cup semi-final? That's a cup game that you give to our number 2. You give that to our number 2. Relax. You played a couple of games and you come back tonight. But now my thing is this: he needs that break, but I don't see it as a form of punishment. He just needs to work on certain things. He's good with his feet, but his footwork is bad. He's conceding goals where you, as a goalkeeper, if you touch that ball, it's supposed to be a save. If you get a touch on that ball, it's a save. But it's sliding beneath you, it's going through your hands, and he's having the Karius syndrome. And I don't know how long it's going to take for him to get over that, because you're 29 years old. What is the way forward for Manchester United? Is it going to be Dean Henderson that's going to come in and replace him? But I feel like right now we need to believe in him. He's still my number 1. I love the guy. But when you make mistakes like that, it's like, come on, bruh. Come on.
But let me ask you this quickly now, no? Like you said, no? What is the purpose of taking Dave off? No? What I posed to Dave over here now was, is Dave at the stage where I can catch on nonsense, but I know I'm going to start again next week?
He's at that stage.
That is my reason as to why I say bench him. Let him get that hunger back again. Because he knows Henderson is now lurking. He's seen what Henderson is doing. Yeah. So as I say, bench Dave. I don't care who you are. You're not above the team. But Dave knows I am there. I'm king. So even if Romero is there, Romero had, when was this guy lose a game even? Hey? Romero didn't lose the game in who knows how long. But look there, in the cup, they put Dave in. Because Dave knows I'm here.
And that's the biggest frustration for a lot of Man United supporters. No player should be untouchable.
True.
If you are the biggest player, if you reach a point where, okay, we can see you making mistakes, the fans can see it, the coach, Ole's not at that stage yet where he can take that your best player off. Dave's not our best player, but he's one of our best players. He's not at the stage where he can say, okay, you're going to be benched. Why? Because then it's, okay, we're listening to the fans. We listen to that person and that person. He needs to take ownership and say, listen, it's not punishment. It's not punishment. You're playing a lot of games. You played, how many games did you play? More than 20, 25 games. So take a break. Take a breather. As well as everything else. Take a breather. And you come back tonight against West Ham. But now that he played there, his confidence is super low. For a goalkeeper, if you're making mistakes like that, bruh, something is wrong, and that's a personal mental thing.
Yeah, true. Look for me personally, I get what you're saying. I hear you full on with the guy here. Like you said, also the fact that a goalkeeper's errors are highlighted. For me personally, that second goal. Whoa, where'd you go? Oh,
That's what
for me, yeah. For me personally, that second goal, I think because the guy made that error, Brandon Williams got a bit scot free. Because don't you think that was a bit of a hospital pass to the inside of the field as well? Of course,
Yeah, true. It was.
he is a youngster. He's gonna make that errors, but at least we know with him he can learn. I see something in Brandon Williams. So me personally, I think he's better than Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw belongs in Golden Dish, just like I think Kolasinac belongs in a butchery. But
Maybe you just don't like Luke. That's your problem.
yes, you're right. I don't like Luke Shaw.
Now you favor him.
David doesn't like Luke Shaw.
I don't
David
like Luke
doesn't like Luke Shaw.
You don't like
Doesn't-
him. The
But the same
man,
Brandon-
you can see him and Higuain, they go to the same McDonald's.
Exactly. But a bigger thing, Dale, me and Fabo were touching on it. Your
Yeah.
thoughts on Maguire, Harry Maguire?
Hey. What does 70 million get you at Liverpool?
80.
A Virgil,
Yo,
Van
this you are rock, my man.
a Virgil, the Rock, Van Dijk. We go and we spend 80 million on blockhead Maguire. That man, you know what? No, when we bought him, I was a big fan of him in the World Cup. You know, that was set pieces and everything. But when you come to United, everybody expects you. They still compare you to the Rio and the Mania combination.
True.
Bruh, there was a time in the game we are losing 3-0. You want to dribble pass?
Hey, what
Your
did I tell
left back
you?
is there. Your left back is there. Your goalkeeper's there. There's a massive train length space. And then what do? Who did you pass to? A Chelsea player. Maybe anybody, your weakest centre back, your Zuma, your Rudiger, or whoever, passes the ball back. But for me, your leadership qualities in Maguire, it's poor. Everything about Maguire is poor. And it's not just because he's playing at Manchester United. He's a defender that basic things, my man, basic things. You get nutmeg. You don't do that. At centre back, it doesn't happen to a centre back, but it happens to Harry Blockhead Maguire.
Over and
Okay.
over.
Wait,
Over
can
and
I ask?
over.
Wait, can I ask this question?
Yeah.
Is it the United curse?
Is it the United curse?
Yes.
Mm.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's a curse he brought upon himself.
How?
Bruh, no. Okay, in this season,
Okay.
we bought players. Who do you
Yeah.
think is part of that United curse? The players that we bought this season. So, Wan-Bissaka, has he performed?
Okay.
I think
Has
he's
he performed?
performed. He's had an okay.
Performed.
He's had his moments, but I think he's had a good season.
Bruno,
Outstanding.
outstanding. So we don't that curse was running for the past couple of years. But Maguire, bruh, that takes some type of stupidity the way he plays. That's why for me, 80 million gave us Harry Maguire. But Harry Maguire is good in a small team. He was good at Leicester City.
Yes.
Because you know there was no expectation. But now when you come, even if you had to play for Arsenal, bruh, you still have
Same
an
thing.
expectation of a certain player.
Same thing.
Do you know what I'm
Right
saying? And the price tag, and for me, it's like it's going to be there. Even if he leaves or whatever, it's going to sit with us for the rest of our lives. And we bought Harry Maguire for 80 million, and Liverpool got Virgil, the Rock Van Dijk, for 70 some odd.
Yes.
And he's performing way better. Way better.
True. How would you line up tonight, though?
For me, I would go for the same starting lineup that we had for the past couple of weeks, besides Sunday. I'll give the
Yeah, I
guys.
know.
I'm hoping that they'll come. We have 8 minutes left. I'm hoping that they'll come out because tonight it's a big game. West Ham is a wild card. David Moyes has been doing good for the past couple of weeks. So I'll go for the exact same starting lineup. I can't, unfortunately, drop Maguire. I can't, unfortunately, drop any player that was starting because we need those guys to perform. But after this, when the league is done, there's some major transfers. You know what, no? And I don't know if you guys will agree with me. Just a quick point. Chris Smalling versus Maguire. Smalling will win.
True,
And
yeah.
Smalling is a bad player.
Look what he's doing at Roma.
Look, he's doing
Yes.
pits at Roma, no?
Yes. So for
He's
me, it's
doing
like I'll go with the same starting lineup. I'll go with the back line. But for me, the guy I haven't seen the starting lineup yet because of my network issues. But don't drop Dave. Don't drop Dave. But
No.
there needs to come a point, and this transfer, the end of the season, it's going to be a major turnaround, and all it needs to say it's either we keep the man or we have to let him go. I don't know if his mind is still in Spain or wherever, but I feel like 9 years as a goalkeeper at the same club, you can't make those mistakes. Those
True.
mistakes, it's baby mistakes.
You are gonna ask something, Gete?
No, I was actually going to ask now, no? If you're in Dave's situation, where do you go to?
Also true.
None of the overseas teams going to take you. Courtois is solid at Madrid. You're not going to get in by Barca with Ter Stegen. You're not going to get in there by Atletico with Jan Oblak.
Mhm.
Those are the three best in Spain. Now you go abroad, you go to Italy. Szczesny and Buffy, you're not going to get in there by Juve.
But Buffy, he's retirement age.
Boof is also, yeah, but I like
You'll start over Szczesny any day. Any day.
Nah.
True, yeah. I also think you
Szczesny
will.
is
Maybe France, PSG.
Kayla,
Kika
what's
was been doing a job there for PSG. They're not going to drop Naves.
You will
Tell another
start
day.
this over the Gaya.
The way he's been playing, PSG won't do that to him. He's been consistent. They can't say the same about Dave.
Yeah.
Why would you put a wild card into your team when you have a solid goalkeeper right there performing week in and week out?
He lost out.
So-
He lost out on Real Madrid.
Yeah,
So,
the fact machine
he lost
incident.
out.
Huh?
So he's actually facing a situation. He's actually in a situation where either you raise your game. He's definitely. I don't see him being United's number 2. It will have to be a battle, but for me, it's like we secure top 3 or top 4 this season, but we rest him for the rest of the Europa. We rest him. But the problem is we rest him. Let's just say we make it to the finals. Who's going to play in that final? Who's going to play in that semi-final?
Yeah.
So I just, as a goalkeeper, honestly speaking, you just need 1 or 2 games. Sit down, relax, watch the game. Put on your mask, you watch it from the sidelines. 1 or 2 games, then it's fine. If it is that you do come back after that, and you are still making the same mistakes, then for me it's like,
writings on the wall.
Yeah, we're on a path now where as players that is not performing or not giving their all, you need to you're gonna sit bench or you're gonna leave.
True.
You're
Your
gonna-
prediction for tonight, Dale?
My man, I was so confident last week. I was giving away high predictions, but I'm still gonna go with the United win. But I think it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. I'll go with I don't see a clean sheet, my bro.
No.
2-1. 2-1.
Okay, so then that leaves, of course, the weekend where you guys have Leicester. Fabo and I are actually gonna get into it. Who do you reckon is gonna get into that top 4 spot?
For me, honestly, I believe United can come in the top 4, and I'll give it to Chelsea.
Thank you, Fabo. I appreciate it.
I'll be honest. You guys have a very strong chance. A lot to do with all your penalties you guys will get in. Just throwing shade there. But I honestly believe, look, the way Leicester's been playing, I think Leicester's not going to make it. They had it perfect. They were going on the biggest run with Rodgers. But for some reason, it's like you just crash. I don't know if they're running out of steam or what. But yeah, I don't think Leicester's going to make it.
But how's the injury list looking?
Of Leicester?
Of Leicester, yeah.
They've got Soyuncu's out. He's suspended, I know.
Yeah, he's suspended. No, but no, isn't he back already?
Nice. I think wasn't that a straight red?
Was it a straight red?
Was it straight red? I don't know.
It's 2, yeah.
Isn't it 2? But then don't they play again? I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Moving on.
But again, they're on a downer, man. They're on a downer. That's why I think it's United and Chelsea. Honestly, I'd be very surprised if United don't get top four. Honestly,
And that for me, like I don't know if you guys picked it up. Is that with United, we can and I'm not about this. It's a small team. It's a big team. Maybe with the Premier League, it's a unique league. If we let's just say we go and we win tonight, Chelsea apparently Chelsea's beating Liverpool. Liverpool's giving Chelsea that game.
that was the
It's
other one I was just going to ask you about.
yeah. So United win, Chelsea loses. Chelsea goes to fourth.
Mm.
Final day, Chelsea has Wolves.
Yes.
That is a tough game. That is a tough game, my man.
That
They're not
is a
going to
tough
give
game
any
with
points
Wolves.
away.
They got their
So for
own.
me, I would say United has a tough run. West Ham is not an easy game. I'm not going to say we're going to beat them or comfortably. It's going to be a tough game. But I would say that there can be a major opportunity for Chelsea to end out of the top four, guys. Don't write off Wolves.
True,
So you
true,
say
yeah.
We know they're on
Wolves?
the Giants' face.
So
No,
You
who's
I'm
mean
the top?
saying that
maybe
Chelsea,
Wolves do
now I'm saying
beat
if Wolves
Chelsea
beat
and then
Chelsea,
Leicester?
they can easily end out of the top four.
Okay. So would you then say is your top four then? We know one
I'm
and two
saying
is done.
it's gonna. Of course, it's Liverpool City. I see us in the top four, but for me, it's like tonight is a big game for Chelsea and Liverpool. So if Chelsea loses, it's gonna be a tough one. But I still believe Chelsea will be with us in the top four.
Yeah, I
I
also
want them
think.
to end fourth. I want United to end third.
Oh, of course, you want your team to end
Well,
nice.
But
And then,
let's not write off that Leicester team because it's with this league, bruh, it's until the final whistle of the
yeah,
final game
you
we can
you
say.
can't say as well. Yeah, I thought we were gonna beat Villa last night, but hey, look how that turned out. And then,
Yeah.
of course, we will have a end of season show, a final day review
Mhm.
before this week is
Okay.
done. But who's getting relegated?
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a topic.
The other two to go down.
That is a topic.
Watford, they're 3 points above the relegation zone.
Wait, let me-
But they
let me
lost
just
yesterday.
check it actually. Give me 2 ticks. Give me 2 ticks.
I think
Uh,
yeah. They
Three
lost
for
yesterday,
now.
but
I don't think Watford is so. I don't think there's so much in the clear.
they're on 24. I think just check that quickly, David.
Let me double check it. Let me double check it for you quickly. Let's see.
But they
That's
lost,
really-
so
They lost and Villa won.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Let's see. Okay, so we've got Bournemouth on 31 points, negative goal difference of 27. Bamba clot. Yo. Watford on
27.
minus 27, my bro. How do you have so goal
Yeah.
difference?
Yeah.
You have Watford on 34 points, also negative 27 on 34. And you have Villa on 34 points as well. Also
Yeah.
with a negative goal difference of 26. And then you have West Ham on 37. But
Really?
they have a game in hand, of course, against you guys tonight.
Yeah. Which the
Yeah,
game is starting.
I've got a Kim waiting here in the live stream. Do you know Kim? Anyone know Kim? No one knows Kim.
Kim.
I've got a Kim here in the live stream waiting to get
They
on
think
here.
some chat also.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a gremlin. There's a-
Is one of the viewers I sent the link.
Yeah.
Sorry? Sorry, though?
You guys still there?
Break that.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
You broke up.
break that up.
Ah,
I
man.
think
Yeah,
that-
Okay, go ahead. You were saying.
Well,
Oh, there it goes.
there the guy goes again.
Yeah, he was. Oh, you're still with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yes, I'm still here. Connectivity.
Oh, yeah, you were saying. We've got
What
a
is the
Kim,
question?
We've got a Kim waiting in the
Oh
lobby.
no, I sent the link, but I probably sent to the one that you can connect with us. But it's fine. We are ending anyway, so
Okay,
don't
cool.
exit. Just say hi.
Okay, hi there. Hi, Kim. How's it? Shout out there for the love. But again, as I was saying, the relegation battle, we've got West Ham on 37 points.
Yes.
They play you guys tonight. Villa on 34, minus 26, and Watford 34 as well. Bournemouth 31. How do you see it going? One must go. I think Bournemouth is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
They
Bournemouth is gone. For me, it's
And it's
between
quite sad
Watford
because
and
Bournemouth was with us in the league for a couple of years. So what
Ah,
went
but I
wrong
mean-
there with them?
They've had how many chances? They've had 37 games to rectify that, my man. I'm sorry. You don't come to me now in the last game and come with all that nonsense. I think like it is now, Norwich, Bournemouth, and Watford. Obviously, Norwich are dead, but I think Watford is going to go down. Look,
Yeah.
Firstly, I would want Watford as well.
the final
Firstly-
two games, for me, the final two games, that's not when you sack your manager, man. I mean, what good is that going to
You
do?
don't do that.
Oh,
You don't do
that's
that
a
at all.
dirty. That you call
You
a
don't.
dirty. That.
Yeah.
You don't do that. I'm sorry. Like, really. And you can see it affected the players. I know, obviously, City, but I mean, 4-0 was what? 2-0 within a couple of
Yeah.
minutes. I think
Yeah,
they're gone.
they got
Like,
hammered.
yeah,
You
I
don't
think-
do that. And that's also, but we can talk about that on another day. Like this of sacking
Yeah,
managers.
we'll talk
towards
about
the
that
end of
this
the
weekend. Enjoy
It
the
doesn't work.
game, Fabo. I want to thank you again for coming on. Dale, big man, I know you had connectivity issues, but like
Thanks a lot, Domis. I really appreciate it, man.
you're a giant that you are. You came through it, and hopefully we can have a discussion before the weekend to review as well. Enjoy the game. All the best. It's your boy
Thanks a lot,
DVD,
brother.
and we
Have a
are
good
out.
one.
Sure.